What's up, guys? It's Astro. And we are here today with a brand new face on the block, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I wanted to make this video today. I've had the game for about a week, maybe a week and some change. And I wanted to give my first thoughts and initial impressions on it, just in case anybody out there was thinking about buying it when the American release comes out in a couple of weeks. Or is it March 3rd, I believe? So let's talk about it. So my initial impressions of the game, when I first saw it, I first started up, I played it for like 5 minutes and I was like, okay, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It really reminds me of Street Fighter. It's like Street Fighter and Guilty Gear together, with the way that you move around and how things work, and you know, you pretty much die for jumping. You die for jumping, but we'll save that conversation for later. Initially that's what I was thinking, was okay, this is kind of just, it seems like Street Fighter Guilty Gear hybrid game. I don't know if I'm really feeling it. I don't really like it. But then, you know, I gave it a couple times, I gave it a couple sessions and stuff, and it started to grow on me. Things started to make more sense, and I started learning applications for things. And I liked it. I like it now. I like it now. I like it a lot more now than I did a week ago. Moving on to the characters, I think the awesome part about my favorite thing about this game is the diverse roster. It feels like no character is the same. A lot of the time when you're playing other games with huge rosters and stuff, like there's characters that are similar, just one's better. This game, it feels like the roster is very diverse. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, and their personalities are all amazing. I love it. I love it all. I love all the characters. I think that's one of the benefits of having this 11-man roster, well, 11-man woman Arun Harvin roster is there's a lot of diversity. You know, like Matera plays different from Fairy, that plays different from Zeta, that plays different from Charlotta, that plays different from Lil Wayne, that plays different from Grand's Foot. You know, I think it's awesome. Looking a little bit into the game mechanics, right? If you guys know, this is a game that has a guard button, a literal block button. So you can kind of think of that like if you've ever played Mortal Kombat, you just hold guard and it'll block for you. You don't have to hold back. All you have to do is adjust whether you're blocking high or low. That's something I don't really, I mean, it's not like the biggest issue to me, but like I believe that the main reason for it is, if you guys will see it during the gameplay, I just got games running in the back that I recorded for this video. You'll see there's spot dodges and there is dodge rolls in this game, so kind of like Persona 4 Arena. I believe that was the main reason the guard button was introduced, but you can block by holding back. So if you're just holding back or down back, you will block high and low just like any other, like most other normal games. The guard button is mainly there to fuel the mechanic of dodge rolling and spot dodging. I'm sorry, I had a burp. But you know, it's weird. It's definitely weird to get used to, and it'll save your life, especially when you're playing against Zetas and Lancelots, because they can cross up in the blink of an eye. So you're gonna probably use it. I think that if there's one thing that I could wish for, is like, I wish that there's a little bit in terms of spot dodges and the dodge rolls, I wish they were a little bit like better. I feel like a lot of the time, like I'll spot dodge like a move, I'll spot dodge a button, and if the other person keeps pressing the button, they will counter hit me out of my spot dodge. It's just like, oh. So you gotta pick and choose what you roll and what you dodge, because if you dodge a light, you're not out of the woods. But if you dodge a heavy, you can probably get a punish. So there's that. Some things I learned. In terms of like things like the whole makeup of the game, I've just grown to appreciate it a little bit more. It holds a lot more of the less like oppressive, super oppressive, you're blocking, and more of like the footsies type Street Fighter deal, where it's more, you know, pick and choose where you place your buttons, punishes. Rapier characters don't own the game with the range. Catalina's the only rapier character, but You know, she has big buttons, she has strong footsies and neutral, but like if you're just out there mashing out 5M, you're gonna get clipped and you're gonna die for it. So that's good. I like the way that they balanced it out and how it feels like every character has a chance. I don't feel like there's any character in this game that's just straight up bad, and I feel like the mechanics are tuned to that. I don't like chip kills though. Y'all know I don't like chip kills. Chip kills are whack. Chip kills are super whack, and I don't like them at all. But I mean, the way they kind of did it in this game, like it doesn't let you know when you're gonna die from chip next, but you'll see it. If you're basically on your last hit point, your last bit of HP, then you'll know you're about to be chipped out. I also think it's interesting the way that they did the moves, the way special moves work. If you guys don't know, the icons up by the health bars, they're like cooldowns. So like they're like actual moves in like an RPG. So if you use the ability button, which I'll talk about after I finish this little spurt here, use the ability button, it puts the move on cooldown so you can't use it again for a little bit. And if you EX it, it like puts the move on cooldown so you can't use it for a while. So it's interesting, and it's like another layer to keep track of in your head, and I really like that. I really like that actually. It builds into the mind game, and it helps like those players that take the time to take in their surroundings. It gives them the edge over the guys that are just like, haha, me press buttons, yes. So it's awesome. I will say though, there have been a couple times where I have been caught out like the move didn't come out, and then I'll look up and it's like, oh bruh, I still got 3 seconds. Damn. But you know, we'll learn to I'll learn to adjust to that as the game gets older. Like I said, I've only had it for a week, so this is pretty much everything you're seeing here is pretty much just like with a week's worth of labbing and trying to figure out what's going on, and you know, all that stuff. I mean, like it's really like I like the way they made it. I like the way they made it. In essence, I like the way they made it. It's pretty much just gonna go from like my first week of Grand Blue to pretty much a shill video for it. I really do, because I really do enjoy the game. It's really fun. It's a great change of pace to go to from what I'm usually used to, which is people jumping around, getting 50-50 like no man's business, and super dashes flying into my face constantly. So it's nice to be able to, you know, sit down and hold down back for a little bit and think, can I throw this fireball, or do I have to DP this crackhead trying to jump in on me? So it's nice. I think that that kind of brings me, I'll let that roll me into the game speed. The way the game speed is, right? People ask me, how fast is this game? How slow is this game? Because when you watch it, sometimes in the neutral, the game looks a little sluggish. You know, there's a lot of standing, a lot of walking back and forth, not a lot of running. If you guys are wondering why you can't run, for those of you guys who don't own the game, you can't dash block at all. So for those of you guys who don't know what dash blocking is, it's the art of literally dashing and then blocking. You can't do that in this. So walking is pretty much like, so pretty much running is a commitment. Running is a commit. Kind of like in Street Fighter how dashing is a commit. So you have to be mindful of that, man. Professional streamer, right? Professional streamer, professional content creator, game it's all. But I think that the way that it's made, it works out, especially with the way rolls work. You can use those to evade projectiles on the way in, so that you don't get caught by stuff. I think it's just something that players are gonna have to work with and get used to, because it's something I'm still getting used to for sure. I get chip killed all the time, and I forget that I have a dodge roll and a spot dodge. So it's something we're gonna have to work with. But I think that in general, I think it's a good execution. The game was very well executed. It doesn't feel rushed. The game's beautiful. First and foremost, the first thing I should have brought up was this game is beautiful. If you can't tell by looking at it, the characters are all very good looking characters, excellent backgrounds, changing stages. The animations for moves are great. Super Skybound arts look mind-boggling. They're awesome. It's like it's really refreshing. It's really refreshing to like have a game that came out and feels complete. You know, I don't have any big complaints about it, and it's nice. The biggest part that I think that turned me around from basically screw this game to this game is awesome was my revival of my love for footsies. I think that's the biggest part about it. And, I think Catalina, the rapier character that I'm on right now on screen, is the biggest testament to that. I didn't realize how fun it is to just kind of like stick people, like, ha, ha, and just wait for them to do something. It's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. You know, like knowing that if I catch a counter hit, you explode. It's pretty lit. It's pretty lit. But there are characters that we don't like Fairy. This one, the whip girl. We don't like her. We don't like her. Y'all will see why if you pay attention to this. Just listen to my voice, but pay attention to this because this is some cheese. This character is cheese, but you know, every game needs a villain. So this is my villain for, you know, until whenever they decide to dirt the character. Please do it soon. But yeah, I mean, even then, characters like this that are extremely hard to beat are extremely satisfying when you do. So at least from my end, it always feels good to win those games. So I think it's good. I think it's good. I think even then, even when characters are extremely strong, like Fairy, or at least I feel that Fairy is very strong in this game right now. Same thing with Catalina and Gran, who's another character I haven't talked about. Even the characters that feel extremely strong can still be counterplayed and outplayed depending on how you use your character's tools. So it always feels like, even if the fight feels extremely not in your favor, there's always a point where you can turn it around, especially with how much damage everything does. You guys haven't had in the recording, we didn't get any like super mad high combos, but there's combos in this game. If you look them up, they do a lot. You die, pop like a balloon, explode. Like your health bar just hold on. I gotta drink this Gatorade before I throw the bottle in case it breaks on the floor. Literal visual representation of your health bar. You got anti-air and it counter hit. Die. That was your life. You just threw it away. That's what happened. So, you know, it's nice, but like that's the thing. That's another part of the footsies aspect, right? Know when to jump, and I guess know when to not. So, it's kind of wild, but I enjoy the game a lot. I'm pretty much. I feel like I'm just filling time right now because the recording still has like 6 more minutes. But I feel like this is I'm just gonna end it off with my final thoughts. End it off with my final thoughts of the game. Right now, as I sit in this chair, as of February, what's today? 24th, a Monday. I sit in this chair. This game is great. This game is great, and I enjoy it a lot. Damage is extremely high. Extremely high for everybody. I feel like everybody can. Well, certain characters more than others. Percival, Catalina, Gran. Oh gosh, I don't even know. Vasaraga, I'm pretty sure, can hit you. Like, they hit you 4 times, and you look like you look like you've been fighting for 20 minutes. How low your health bar goes. Like, some of these counter hit combos are kind of ridiculous. So, if you play those characters, or you're planning on playing those characters, good. Another great thing about it, though, is that there are a bunch of characters in this game that aren't as complicated as this game can be, right? In terms of the inputs and how things work, and when should I use the ability button to use a special instead of just the normal input. The one thing that I like about it is that there's characters that serve pretty much every, gist of how every player wants to play. There's set play characters, there's Rekka characters, there's characters that do a bunch, it's just nothing but constant mix-ups, there's characters that do nothing but play neutral, there's characters that want counter hits, it feels like there's something for everybody. There's characters with armor, there's characters that look like you're on drugs while you're playing them. Charlotta! Like, it's awesome. It's awesome. I feel like they fit a character for every niche, and I think that that's important for a game's lifetime, both. I don't know, but I feel like that's important. And yeah, I mean, like, that's really. I mean, oh, I guess another thing that I should bring up, right, is as slow as these games can go, games in this game, it almost feels like a coin flip, right? When you're playing Grand Blue, your game can last 5 minutes or it can last 45 seconds. When you get hit with some craziness in the corner, you die, and then it goes into Oki, and then you die again. Ooh, excuse me. But then again, with as easy as that can happen, you can easily get a counter, roll out the corner, counter hit them back, and take the round. So, it's very fast. With as slow as this game looks, it is very, very, very fast in terms of the decisions you make and how you make it. I also remember just now that I didn't talk. I want to go in depth about the ability button, because I know that a lot of people are like, that's whack. The ability button, ew. But it does serve its uses. Some of these inputs in this game, they're not different from any other ones, right? Like, it's not like an SNK, like where you're doing half circle forward, up, down, up, forward, right? Shout out to Vice for letting me know that that was even an input in the game. But sometimes you just get caught out and you don't have the time to do a DP motion. So having that one button, you can use it skillfully, is essentially what I'm saying, is you can use it to your advantage to really make it useful, right? So if you can do a DP when you see Matera use her unique action to basically unit assault into your airspace, you can do it. If you're slower, like, sometimes I get caught off guard by it. And during the set that I played with the Matera, I used it a couple times. You know, I use it all the time, actually. But you know, it's really helpful and it's nice. And it saves your life more than you'd think. You can also use the ability button to get off Skybound Arts and Super Skybound Arts, which is essentially your two supers. Which is also extremely nice, because if you're gonna raw super somebody for running up on you all oonga boonga, you know, sometimes you don't want to input that double quarter circle forward. Sometimes you just want to and launch them to space, and you can do that. And I think that that's really awesome. And it puts a really interesting twist on charge characters. There's two characters with charge moves as of right now, and that's Charlotta and Vasaraga. And the fact that you can use the ability button, their back forward charge moves, you don't have to charge anymore. Like, right, you could be running at them and then do the special, and I think that that's really cool. And I say it's cool, but it sucks, because I was running head first. Me and Vasaraga were running at each other. There was a game I was playing. We were running at each other, and he just charged me, and I was like, you have to charge, and I was like, wait, no, he doesn't. So yeah. But the recording just ended, which means that I've been talking for too long. So I appreciate you guys for watching the video. I know I rambled a little bit, but I just wanted to get my thoughts out on the game and talk a little bit more about it. So, you know, I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the game, whether you plan to pick it up or not. And yeah, I basically hope you guys have a great day. Hope this video meets you at a good time. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.